Field lights, wings shine mean in the heat of the night. Push trucks rolling, engines cry, heartbeat hitting like a war drum sky. Fuel fumes burning, crowd starts to roar. You ain't here to live, you're here for war. Green flag snaps and you're loosing the wind, throwing dirt and chasing that wind. Throttle pinned, elbows out wide, hunting that cushion like it stole your pride. Slide job, send it deep in the corner and pray it sticks. Right rear throwing clay off the cushion's grip. Slide job, fans bang boards yelling, send it son, glory or wreck, there ain't no in between rides. Slide job, hold tight baby, this ain't no parade, this is dirt track thunder and we came to invade. Hot laps hitting like a freight train swing. G-forces bite when they ride rear digs. Slick in the middle, tacky up high, living on the edge of a half-second line. One mistake and you're kissing the wall. Heroes rise fast, legends fall. This ain't a game for the calm or tame. Fortune screams aloud for the ones who aim. Hammer down, lean hard on that wing. If you ain't risking it all, you ain't winning a thing. Slide job, send it deep in the corner and pray it sticks. Right rear throwing clay off the cushion's grip. Slide job, fans bang boards yelling, send it son, dirt in your teeth, but damn this life fun. Slide job, wide open hearts in a world built on grit. Ain't no better feeling than making her stick. White flag waving, hands ain't steady. Last lap, breathe deep, keep heavy. One more dive, no fear, no shame. Stand on it, son, claim your name. Slide job, checkers fly, crowd shakes the ground. Victory lane, you're the talk of this town. Slide job, from the mud to the lights, we were born to drive. A slide job's more than a move, it's how we survive.
All right, welcome. Week number 2 of the AcesUp SimSports 360 Sprints Winter Free Series. I switched over from the the video a little sooner than I want to be. We got getting into practice lobby right now. Looks like we've got a good number of drivers here tonight. We'll take a look. We're going to take a quick look back at 2 weeks ago, actually, at Lanier as well. The drivers in the lobby, they kind of about 10 minutes of practice, but they really only practice for about the last 2 or 3 minutes. So we'll see everybody sitting in the pit. So looking at our schedule right now, AcesUp started back on November 19th, back at Lanier Speedway. So Aiden Forster taking the win. We'll take a couple of looks back at that here tonight here at Eldora. Next week, we're going to come back for Weed Sport and then Kokomo. And then we'll take 2 weeks off for the holidays. Come back on January 7th for USA International Speedway. And the 14th, we'll come back for Lincoln. 21st of January, dirt track at Charlotte, then Lernerville, Oswego. We close out the season at Knoxville. So as you can see, look down here at Eldora. Expecting some good racing here tonight. It looks like we've got about 20 to 25 drivers already in the lobby. Some of the top racers, dirt racers on iRacing here with us tonight. We'll take a quick look back at Lanier Speedway, and it was Aiden Forster starting on the pole, and he jumped out to the front here early. and just never looked back. It was a good battle here for the second and third, fourth position. Let me go back here and take a look. So we ended up with only one caution flag, and it happened to be William Clappup on the outside. He got a little loose, come down, caught Sherhart. That caused a pile up. Sherhart up into the fence, collecting multiple cars. That would be the end of his night. Clapp, after winning a heat race, making a little mistake right there, causing the only caution of the night. Here was our battle for second throughout the night. It was Ryan Avila, Tanner Pettit Racing going at her, and Tyler Shell. This was our battle for second all night long. And we're going to see here at the end, as it came to the line, it was Avila down here on the bottom, making a pass down on the 24 car. Side by side as they come off. This is the last lap coming to the checkered flag. Down on the bottom of 3, Ryan with a good run off of 4, taking that second spot by just about a front axle. And that would be the end. And here it was, Aiden Forrester running that top line, just never looked back all night long. Coming to the checkered flag, taking the first win of the season here at the 360 Sprint Series. And it was Aiden Forrest. Let's take a quick look at the point standings here after that. Now, with this heat race win, got a pretty good bonus for heat races in here. And it's Ryan Avila now leading the points, even though he finished second in the feature. Aiden Forrester now second in the points. Tanner Pettit, Tyler Shell, Kenny Hoffman did not have a great night, but ended up in 5th. Ethan Johnson was our hard charger for the night back at Lanier. Came all the way from the back of the pack after a crash in his heat race, come up to 6th spot in the point standings. Tyler Showblock, Cole Croft, Braden Carter, Josh Whiteman, and there's Wyatt Schuhart, who was involved in that caution last week, and William Clapp right there, 11th and 12th. Ricky Thompson back in 13th. Shane Gallo, 14th. Ryan Padgett, 15th. Scott Thompson in the 16th position in points after the first week. Dustin Steinman and is tied with Thomas in there for that 16th spot. Greg Parmley in 18th. Zachary Martin in also tied for 18th with Parmley, and then back in the 20th spot, right now top 20 in points after Lanier is going to be Owen Wilson. So we're just getting ready here. We've got about halfway through this practice session. 7 minutes in, 7 minutes left to go. We'll see cars hitting the track at about the 2-minute mark here. So nobody even out on the racetrack yet. So we didn't catch the results. So AcesUp running 410s on Sunday nights, and they come back here on the Wednesday nights to run a 360. And the 410s is kind of a tune-up for the pro. So any of the guys that are in the pro series are also running some of that Sunday night series. We didn't catch the results there from this week, but it looked like a heck of a good race from what we did see. And I just messed up my, sorry about that. Got to get my, I'm always messing around with software here. Sorry about that. So, Eldora tonight. So we're going to see top to bottom racing. Really expect Eldora to slip up. It looks like the weather's pretty sunny. We're racing here in the daylight right now. At least we are in practice, so I would not be surprised if his track does not slick up from the top to the bottom. We'll see multiple grooves. Whoever, sometimes if you can get that car to rotate down against the bottom, against that wall, that's a good place to be. You're going to see a lot of guys trying to run that cushion, but you also will see sometimes, you'll see the slider line come into play here, going in on the bottom, slide up to the top, come off that cushion. If you can catch enough run of it, get up against that cushion, come off the corner, and give you a good run down the straightaway. So I expect to see multiple different grooves here tonight. So we picked up a couple sponsors, Dirt Race and Rewind. You see the logo up in the top right-hand corner. That's actually our other YouTube page. If you're into nostalgic old racing, and for some of it's not old for me, but going back, we got stuff even going back to the early 60s. A lot of stuff from the Southwest, Northwest, and a few other races we picked up here and there. So bunch of nostalgic racing on Dirt Racing and Rewind. Check it out if you like some of that stuff. There's everything from some old sprint cars, midgets, late models, modified races, some races that we used to run in. We used to run a lot ourselves, running late models and UMP modifieds. So we got some of our races on there as well. So check that out. Also, Tanner Pettit Racing joined us this week. If you're looking for some good setups, these guys put together some of the best in the game. Check them out at tannerpettitracing.com. If you use the code TPR24, you'll get 10% off on those setups. So we'll kind of put that up throughout the night. We've got just about 4 minutes left to go. We'll get qualifying. Let's see some of the drivers we have in here tonight. I see Timothy Motz here, Tanner Pettit, all back with us tonight. Kenny Hoffman, Peyton Overmeyer, Richie Gaines has showed up here. Larry Moody, Gary Offutt, Greg Parmley, Ryan Paget, Aiden Stull, William Clapp, Zachary Martin, Brody Dersher, John Clickham. Let me see here. I'm gonna mess this one all up. John Clipperwich. We'll just call him Witch. How's that? That's be for me anyway. Shane Gallo, Aiden Forrester, last 2 weeks, the early first race winner 2 weeks ago is here tonight. Jeremy Childers, Alex Sherzininski, Tyler Shell, Josh Whiteman, Scott Thomas, and Dean Reynolds, Ryan Avila, and Bowen Smith. And I just see Gavin Chapman join us in here tonight. So good field of cars. We may even have enough to run a B main tonight, or at least a Consi. So we'll see if we can get an idea of how they're going to see how many cars they're going to transfer out. We'll see if we can get with race control here at some point. It looks like, I guess I could just count. I'll try not to count out loud. Yeah, 26 drivers here tonight, so I'm guessing we're going to split that up into possibly 3 heats, but 26. I think they're only going to start 22 to 24 in the feature, so that may put us with a Consi tonight for the first time this season. So we've got just about a minute left here, and we're going to have cars hitting the track for practice. So I'm Chris Murphy here with DRSN. Really happy to be here with AcesUp SimSports covering this 360 series. Our first time working with this group, and is just really happy to be here. It looks like we got cars out on the racetrack. We'll take a look here at Gary Offutt. 94 on the scoreboard. What is on the race car? It looks like 94 on the race car. So sometimes my scoreboard is not quite what I see on the car. So excuse me. Timothy Mott also out here making some laps in the number 33. Make sure we got our latest liveries loaded up here. Try that one more time, get stuff reloaded. So Timothy Mott out here on the racetrack getting some laps in. Gary Offutt, only 2 drivers out on the racetrack so far. Now we got some cars, airplane bumper cars down the back straight. It's Aiden Forrester and Bryce Lucius. Richie Gaines out here in the number 11. Just getting us started here. All right, so far Forrester with a fast lap here to 12.869. Lucius right behind him there with a 12.883. So in practice, already got some cars tumbling around down there on the bottom. I guess don't take much damage here in practice. Get out there and goof around a little bit. William Clapp here in the 04, or the 4C actually. New paint job there for Clapp. Good looking livery there. Greg Parmley here in the 104. Thanks for being here with us. Chris Murphy, DRSN, bringing you the AcesUp SimSports 360 Sprint Winter Free Series. Take a look back up here at Aiden Forrester getting some laps in, our winner 2 weeks ago. Number 20, Tanner Pettit Racing. Mac Tools sponsored. Gonna pull it down. That's gonna be the end of practice. We're gonna get over to qualifying. There's your discount code for Tanner Pettit Racing, TPR24, 10% off of those setups. If you're looking for some good sprint car setups, some good dirt track setups, check out TannerPetitRacing.com. All right, hitting the racetrack now for qualifying. Riot pageant out on the racetrack. Richie Gaines, William Clapp, Josh Whitman, or Whiteman, Scott Thomason, all out here getting some laps in. He is going to go to the top of the charts here. First lap's going to be Whiteman at a 13:072. Paget 094. Clapp 096. Time's really close here right now. Let's see if you can who can knock Whiteman off the top of the charts here. Ryan Paget, William Clapp, your top three right now. Richie Gaines and Dean Reynolds going to round out the top five. Clapp's going to fall down to third here. Gaines is going to come up into fourth. Jeremy Childers is going to come out here and get a lap, and he's going to take that second spot at a 13:078. Gallo getting his first lap in there in the sixth spot at a 13:163. Still Whiteman at the top of the charts. Here comes Bryce Lucius. Going to take the pole away to 13:043 in the number 32 here. Forrester is going to say, nope, it's all mine. And as that happens, right behind him is going to be Tanner Pettit taking the pole right now at a 13:026. We got about 22 seconds left in qualifying. Right now it's Pettit, Forrester, Hoffman, Lucius, and Whiteman, your top five here in qualifying. Looks like that's going to be the end of Pettit's run. We got about 9 seconds left to go. Hoffman's still out here on the racetrack. Looks like he is done as well. That might be the end of qualifying. That looks like that's going to do it. That's going to be our qualifying order right there. Tanner Pettit. Fast time tonight here at Eldora. Aiden Forrester going to come with 13:033. Bryce Lucius, Josh Whiteman. That is going to be our top three there in qualifying. Let's see if we can pull the results up for qualifying. While we're getting lined up for heat race number one, there's our results for qualifying. Tanner Pettit, Aiden Forrester, Kenny Hoffman, Bryce Lucius, Josh Whiteman, your top five. Jeremy Childers, Bowen Smith, Tyler Schell, Eric Szynski, and I'm going to mess that up, Alec, I'm sorry. Ryan Avila, our points leader right now, back there in 10th. Not a great time for Ryan, but he's going to start on the pole for heat race number one, it looks like. Ryan Paget, 11th. William Clapp, Shane Gallo, Brody Duscher, Peyton Overmeyer, Richie Gaines, Aiden Stull, Larry Moody. Going to round out our top 18. See if we can get down to the end here. Scott Thomas and Dean Reynolds, Gavin Chapman, John Clemush, Jerry Offutt, Greg Parmalee, Timothy Mott, and Zachary Martin. That is going to round out our qualifying field. And we'll see if we can get our grid here for heat race number one. On the pole, going to be Ryan Avila. Outside of him, Bowen Smith. Bryce Lucius going to start the third spot inside of row number two. Outside of him is going to be Tanner Pettit. Shane Gallo back in the fifth spot. It was Richie Gaines starting on the outside of the third row. Starting in the seventh spot, it's going to be Scott Thomason on the Rolling Thunder Sim Racing. And John Klimowitz, Bloodline SimSports, starting in eighth. And Timothy Mott's going to round out the field. They're in the ninth starting spot. We're getting gridded up right now in the infield. So we got just let me see your 8-lap heat race. I believe it's going to be the top four. It's going to be our transfer cars. That's what we're going to go with. I'm probably wrong, but I got no other clarification. So we're just going to mark it as a top four. I don't have anything in front of me right now that tells me anything different. So lights out on the pace truck already. We're going to come around. I think we're going to go around one more time. And it's going to be a Villiers bringing us to the stripe. Avila, Bowen Smith, Tanner Pettit. Thanks for being here with us. My name is Chris Murphy of DRSN, AcesUp SimSports 360 Sprint Winter Free Series. I am finally getting that right in order. It's Avila now. We're going to head down the back straightaway, coming into 3 and 4 to start heat race number one. And Avila with a good jump. He's going to take the front spot away from Bowen Smith. Tanner Pettit up there in the third spot, up on the high side. Trying to make room, but look down there on the bottom. It's at 32. Bryce Lucius trying to make that bottom work. Pettit down to the bottom underneath Bowen Smith for second. We head into 1 and 2. Lap number 2. It's still Avila out in front. Bowen Smith, Tanner Pettit. Our top 3. Look back here to the 5th spot of Richie Gaines trying to find his way around. Bryce Lucis for the 4th spot. Avila, Smith, and Pettit. Still your top 3. Pettit all over the back of Smith right now. Head down the front straightaway. 3 laps into this race, down into 1 and 2. Pettit looking for a little bit of a line. Let's see if he can try to slide her. Going into 3 and 4. The top, middle of the top looks like the place to be. You can see everybody right up against the cushion. Take a look back here to the back. It's Thomason and Klimovich going at it. We get back to the front. It's Avila, Smith, and Pettit. Pettit doing everything he can to find a way around Bowen Smith all over the tail tank. They head coming off a 4 one more time. Start come across the stripe. 2 laps left to go. Avila, Smith, Pettit, Lucis, your top 4. Pettit keeps taking a look to the bottom. I don't think he has enough run. Bowen going to kind of block off that middle line. Slide back up to the cushion. Pettit going to settle back into 3rd. White flag lap. 1 more lap to go for Avila. Looks like he is going to take the win here in heat race number 1 unless he makes a mistake. It's been Avila, Smith, and Pettit most of this race. Pettit to the outside. Bowen Smith went down to the bottom to block off the slider, but he is going to hold on to that 2nd spot. It's going to be Avila, Smith, Pettit, Bryce Lucis, Richie Gaines, Shane Gallo, John Klimovich, Scott Thomason, and Timothy Mott is going to round out our 9-car field here in heat race number 2. Or heat race number 1, sorry. All right, we get lined up here for heat race number 2. Like I said, we're gonna go with the fact that we think it's the top 4 transferring. So we'll see how this plays out. Sometimes we just kind of got to guess as it goes along. So once again, here's our results from heat race number 1. Ryan Avila, Bowen Smith, Tanner Pettit, Bryce Lucis. That's our top 4. We believe the transfer cars: Richie Gaines, Shane Gallo, John Klimovich, and I'm going to have to get with him to get that name correct, and Scott Thomason and Timothy Mott. Heat race number 1. Heat race number 2 is lining up on the racetrack right now as they're coming out. You can see him down there making lap number 1. It's Ryan Padgett on the pole. Tyler Schell outside. That 2nd spot, Josh Whiteman, Aiden Forrester. The winner at Lanier, Brody Dosher, Aiden Soul, Dean Reynolds, Gary Offutt, and Zachary Martin is going to round out our 9-car field here in heat race number 2. All right, coming across back straightaway here right now. Going to come across about half a lap left to go here. Paystar's going to pull in as they come off of turn number 4. Padgett's going to bring us to the line. Padgett, Shell, Forrester. Good jump there from Ryan Padgett. Shell settles up into the 2nd spot. Aiden Forrester has made his way up into 3rd already. Up a spot. Aiden still up 2 spots up to the 4th position. Top 4 going to transfer to the feature here. Forrester looking down to the bottom of Shell. Shell goes down to the bottom. Big slider up on Padgett. It's going to take the top spot away. He's going to have enough momentum, but here comes Padgett back on the bottom. He is going to slide up in 1 and 2, take that lead back away from Shell. Shell comes back at him again, crosses over down the back straightaway into 3. Forrester trying to follow him down there on the bottom. Shell able to clear. Forrester's not quite going to be able to clear Padgett right there, but Forrester going to take a 2 for. We got 3 cars battling for top spot here. Shell, Forrester, and Padgett going at it. It's Shell out in front right now. Forrester is now into 2nd. Stoll back there in 3rd. And Padgett now is falling back to 4th. So they got 4-car battle here for the top spot. Forrester going to look to the bottom here. Lap number 5. 3 laps left to go in this race right now. Forrester going to make a slider off of 2. Shell sees it coming, crosses him back over down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Shell back to the front. Forrester now in 2nd. Forrester with a slider. We just got sliders going all over the place right now. It's Forrester back to the front. Shell coming back at him one more time. We're going to come across the stripe. off of turn number 4. 1 lap left to go. White flag coming out. And it's Forrester back to the point. Shell and Aiden Stoll now back there in the set. Oh, a little cross up there from Forrester, or from Shell, actually. They come off of turn number 4. Shell to the front. Forrester trying to get back to the bottom. It's going to be a drag race down the front straightaway. And it's going to be Tyler Shell taking the win in heat race number 2. Aiden Forrester, Aiden Stoll, Ryan Paget, Josh Whiteman, Gary Oflet, Dean Reynolds, Brody Dosher, and Zachary Martin did not take the green flag. So 8 cars started this race. 8 cars finished. All right, we're getting ready for heat race number 3. Looks like 3 heat races is gonna be our. Looks like they split them up into 3 heat races tonight. So we had 9 in the first heat, 8 in the second and the third, for a total of 25 drivers. They may just put all those guys in the show tonight, but we'll get the grid up here for heat race number 3, and it is going to be William Clapp on the pole. Won a heat race a couple weeks ago. Starts on the pole here tonight. In his heat race, Alex Scherzninski going to start. Is he really from Rwanda? Alan Scherzninski. Okay, so I got to get that name correct. Alan Scherzninski starting in the second spot outside of row number 1. In the third spot, Jeremy Childers, Kenny Hoffman. Watch for Kenny Hoffman to charge to the front here from that 4th spot. Peyton Overmeyer in 5th. Larry Moody, Gavin Chapman, and Greg Parmalee going to round out our 8-car field here in heat race number 3. I got a camera that shows sheep's foot. Well, I guess if we just want to look at the sheep's foot there for some reason, we can do that. All right, Clapp going to bring him to the line. Head down the back straighter here one more time. Pacetrack will pull off the racetrack coming off of turn number 4. Clapp, Scherzninski, Childers, and Hoffman, your top 4. Watch for Hoffman to get a good start here. Heading down the front straightaway. Watch out 11 car down there on the bottom inside of that row number 2. Clapp gets a good start. He has got the lead heading into 1. Hoffman down there on the bottom of Childers. Childers going to hold up that second spot. We are side by side for 3rd and 4th. It is Clapp, Scherzninski, Hoffman, and Childers. I was saying it was Hoffman in the 11. Hoffman's actually in the 1 car. Sorry about that. Clapp now falls back to second. Scherzninski takes the point. He tries to block off the slider for Clapp, but Clapp's able to get up underneath them, but not able to clear the slider coming off the corner, and that is going to let Hoffman get around on the outside. It's Scherzninski, Hoffman, Clapp, your top 3. Then it's Childers and Peyton Overmeyer back there in 4th and 5th. Hoffman looking to the bottom, heading into 1. He has got the momentum. He is going to slide up in front of Scherzninski, take that top spot away. Scherzninski crosses him back over off of 2. Hoffman back to the bottom. Scherzninski tries to block out that slider. He's going to be successful. Gets down there about a car width off the bottom. That keeps Hoffman from sliding up the racetrack. Hoffman's got to settle back into 2nd. Back into 3rd now is Childers. Clapp in 4th. Overmeyer 5th. He's looking down the bottom. We're 3 wide for that 3rd spot. In the meantime, it's Scherzninski and Hoffman going at it. Overmeyer slides up, blocks off the 11. We've got Scherzninski and Hoffman going at it here for the point. Hoffman's going to stay up on top. He saw Scherzninski going to block off that slider. He decided to get up to the top and use that momentum up on the cushion, and that's going to really help him to get down into turn number 1 here. 2 laps left to go. Hoffman back to the front. Scherzninski with a good run off of 2. It's going to take the lead off of turn number 4. Let's see what Hoffman does here. See if he holds back. He's going to throw another slider up. Going to take that top spot away coming off of 2 one more time. Scherzninski back to the point. Scherzninski down to the bottom of the racetrack, blocking off Hoffman down there on the bottom, and Hoffman's got a good run off the bottom of the racetrack, but not going to be able to do it. And it is going to be Scherzninski taking the win. Hoffman's 2nd. Peyton Overmeyer is going to come home in 3rd. We'll bring the results up real quick for heat race number. Let's see here. As soon as it's done, it's not showing up yet. There we go. Heat race number 3. Here's our results. Alex Scherzninski is going to take the top spot. Where'd it go? There it goes. Kenny Hoffman in 2nd. Peyton Overmeyer, Jeremy Childers, Larry Moody, Gavin Chapman, Greg Parmalee, and William Clapp is going to round out our 8-car field there in heat race number 3. All right, so it looks like we are going to run a Consi, a B main here. And it's going to be Shane Gallo on the pole in the SGR Racing Gary Offutt. Outside him, Gavin Chapman there in the third spot. John Klimowitz in the Bloodline SimSports going to start in fourth. Outside of row number 2, Dean Reynolds in the Super Dirt Car Series. Full Throttle is going to start fifth. Greg Parmalee, Scott Thomason, Brody Dosher, William Clapp, Timothy Mott, and Zachary Martin around our 11 car field. It doesn't look like Zachary Martin is going to make the start. 12 cars. I'm guessing 4 to the feet, maybe 5. I'm not sure. We could use a little help from race control if somebody knows what it is, but we're just going to, I guess we're going to go with, let me see, we took, I'm going to go with 5. I bet they took 5 out of the heats. So we'll go with 5 here to round out a 20-car field, is my guess. So Gallo, Offutt, gonna bring him to the stripe, coming down the back straightaway off of turn number 2. My name's Chris Murphy with DRSM, bringing you the AcesUp SimSports 360 Sprint Winter Free Series. Happy to be here with you tonight. Next week we'll be here at Weed Sport. Gallo with a good jump over Offutt, and Chapman's actually gonna take that second spot away. Started in the third, he is gonna slide up Offutt with not a great start. Down at the bottom of the racetrack, still in third, it's Gallo to the point. He has got Gavin Chapman right there behind him. Chapman with a good run off of 4. They head down on a 1 and 2. He has made up a bunch of ground right here. Watch for Chapman to see if he makes a slider heading down into turn number 3. He's gonna look to the bottom. No, they're gonna stay up on the cushion. It's Gallo, Chapman, Reynolds, Offutt, and William Clapp has made his way up into the 5th spot. We are 4 wide for that last transfer spot. Klimowitz, Clapp, Dosher, and Thomason. And it looks like Chapman's going to slide up in front of Gallo. Gallo going to try to cross him back under. I don't think he has enough momentum off of 4, but he is going to try the slider into 1. Doesn't look like he's going to have it cleared. He's got to stay down there on that bottom line. That lets Chapman keep the lead off of 2 down the back straightaway. Reynolds now up into 3rd. Offutt is falling back a couple spots, but he's holding on to what looks like a transfer spot in 4th. Klimowitz in 5th. Dosher and Clapp, and we're 3 wide back here for 7th, 8th, and 9th. But we're going to go back up here to the front. 4 laps complete. We come off of 4. 5 laps down, 7 laps left to go in this 12-lap B main, or Consi, whatever you want to call it. It is Chatham, whichever one. He can correct me later. Gallo 2nd. Dean Reynolds in 3rd. Offutt now takes a look underneath Reynolds for that 3rd spot. Or excuse me, it's actually Offutt and Dosher going at it for 4th. Dosher's going to take that 4th spot away. Offutt trying to come back at him. Clapp back there looking behind him in the 6th spot. In the meantime, Gavin Chapman has stretched out about a full second lead on this field. It's Gallo still holding on to that 2nd spot. Dean Reynolds in 3rd. Offutt, Parmalee now in the 5th spot. As Klimowitz is falling back to 6th. Lost a couple of spots here. So our big mover in this race is Timothy Mott. Up 3 spots. Started in 10th. Now up to 7th. Comes across the stripe. 3 laps left to go in this race. Chapman now with a 1.2 second lead. Back to Gallo. We are single filed out up here. Top 3 spots. Top 4 spots now with Offutt settled into the 4th position. Parmalee 5th. Klimowitz and Mott in the top 7th, Dosher 8th, and that is the last running car on the racetrack is Dosher back in the 8th spot. So this B main has not been quite as dramatic as our heat races were, as we've single filed out here. Chapman made his way to the point, and he is building up a lead. But we got a battle here for the 2nd spot as Dean Reynolds has now worked his way up to the back of Gallo, coming to the stripe. 1 lap left to go. Last lap, right? Let's see if Gallo can hold on a 2nd. Looks like that was a checker. Would have helped if I'd have thrown up my leaderboard here. That is going to be the finish. It's going to be Gavin Chatham. I think I've said his name 5 different ways now. Shane Gallo in 3rd. Let's just bring up the results here. All right, so there's going to be our results for the B main. Gavin Chatham, Shane Gallo, Dean Reynolds, Gary Offutt, Greg Parmalee. I believe that's going to be the last transfer car. We'll see how it lines up for the feature, but Back there in the 6th spot's going to be John Klimowicz, Brody Dosher, Timothy Mott, William Clapp, Scott Thomason, Zachary Martin. Did not take the green flag, so that is our 11 cars that finished the B main. We got a little warm-up going on right here, about 5-minute warm-up. We'll see if we can find our grid here for the main event. At the same time, I'm going to take just a quick break, grab myself a quick drink while they're warming up here for about 4 minutes. We'll be right. All right, we're getting warmed up here for the feature. We got about 2 minutes left to go. My name is Chris Murphy here with DRSN, bringing you the AcesUp SimSports 360 Sprint for 3 Series. Race number 2 of 10. Let's see, we'll pull our schedule up here real quick. We come back next week for Weed Sport. And then on the 17th, Kokomo. And then we take 2 weeks off for the holiday break for Christmas and New Year's. Then it's come back on January 7th for USA International Speedway. Then on the 14th, Lincoln. Come back to Charlotte, Lernerville. On the 28th of January, February 4th, it's going to be Oswego. And then we're going to finish off this 10-race season at Knoxville on February 11th. So Tanner Pettit Racing has been good enough to join the broadcaster. TPR 24 for 10% off of the setups. If you're looking for some setups, go to TannerPetitRacing.com. All right, getting to the end of this warm-up session. We've got 59 seconds left to go. 50 seconds, less than a minute to go. And we just decided to play bumper cars with the 360 Sprints here tonight down the front straight area here at Eldora. Playing with our new cameras here. Look down the backstretch. All right. My name's Chris Murphy with DRSN. Hey, we're just kind of getting this channel built up. If you're new to us, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, give us a like. Appreciate it. If you've got some league out there you're looking to get broadcasted, we've done everything from GT3 endurance races, NASCAR trucks, Gen 4 sprint cars, late models, UMPs. We can cover anything. If you've got a league out there, you're looking to get some coverage, reach out to us, send us an email. I don't know what my email is anymore. Yeah, just drop a message here. Drop a message here in the chat. I don't see anybody out there chatting tonight, so welcome. Thanks for being here. Looks like you got a few viewers out there. Give us your best pick there in the chat. Who you think's going to win this race tonight? Bryce Lucius has looked pretty quick all night long. But Aiden Forrester, our winner 2 weeks ago. Let's see if we can get our lineup going here. As we get everybody up to the grid. All right, so we got it looks like about. All right, we see everybody getting down on pit road, lining up right now. We'll see if we can find our starting grid. Got some fancy graphics here if it works. All right, let's start it over again. So Ryan Avila on the pole. Outside of him, Tyler Schell. Inside of row number 2, it's going to be Alex Szczernitzky, Bowen Smith. In row number 3, Aiden Forrester and Kenny Hoffman going to start back in the 4th row, starting 7th, Tanner Pettit and Aiden Stoll. In the 8th spot, back in 9th, Peyton Overmeyer and Bryce Lucius. Starting in the 10th spot, outside of row number 5. Inside of row number 6, it's going to be Ryan Paget. I don't think that's a picture of Ryan. Jeremy Childers in the 12th spot. Richie Gaines in 13th. Josh Whiteman in the 14th spot. Back there in 15th, it's going to be Larry Moody. Gavin Chathman there in the 16th starting position. And Shane Gallo going to start in 17th. Outside of him, Dean Reynolds in the 18th starting position, outside of row number 9. In the 10th row, it's going to be Scott Thomason and Gary Offutt. Then we're going to go back to row number 10, Greg Parmerly and John Klimowicz, Brody Dosher, and Timothy Mott back in row number 12. In the 13th row, William Clapp and Zachary Martin. And that looks like it's going to round out our 26-car field. Shell and Avila on the front row. I'm watching that 4th row. I'm watching back there 7th and 8th. I'm watching Pettit and Hoffman back there in the 4th row. We're going to come to the striper at Pace Trucks in the pits. Avila going to bring him to the line. Avila going to take the lead, heading down to turn number 1. Shell there in 2nd. We are 4-5 wide. The 23 car, Szczernitzky down there on the bottom. 3 wide. Into turn number 3, we got Aiden Forrester there in the middle in the number 20. But here comes Tyler Shell back at Avila. Avila up to the point. Forrester way down there on the bottom. He is going to try to get a 2 for hit. Oh, he loses some momentum. He is going to lose 4 or 5 spots. Forrester falling back right there. But out front, it is Shell and Avila. Avila and Shell just going at it right there behind him. Bowen Smith in the 12 car. Trying to throw his name into the ring. Aiden Stoll back there in 4th. Forrester trying to make his way back up there. Pettit now up to 5th. Our big mover of the race is Aiden Stoll, up 4 spots, out in 8th, already back up to 4th. But here comes Shell and Avila going at it again down the back straightaway here on lap number 3. Avila back to the point. Bowen Smith now going to try to get in there. Shell Smith down on the bottom. He is going to try to get both of them hugging the bottom line. Not able to slide up, not able to get back up to the top, but he has got a good run into 3. Bowen Smith down on the bottom to the point right now. That bottom is starting to look pretty good off the corner. Not able to slide up into Avila. Going to be right there in the middle of the racetrack. So it's Smith and Avila there in the middle. We're 4 wide right behind him there. Shell, Smith, Stoll, Pettit, and Forrester now trying to make his way back up there. Bowen Smith trying to make that bottom line work. He just cannot clear Avila. Avila is still out in front. Take a look here at Ryan Avila. He catches that wall, so we got our first caution flag. First caution coming out. I'm not quite sure who it was. I see Timothy Mott way back there off the pace. We'll see if we can find out. Maybe it was William Clapp. Take a look here at Clapp in the 4C car. He's in the pits right now, so that's the only reason I'm guessing that it might have been him. It looks like our replay went back kind of far. Catches the cushion right there, gets a little push. And we got the Mac Tools car of Dosher around. Let's back up here just a little bit more and to see if we can find out what happened to Dosher. As he kind of flips over trying to get going here again. So, number 9, Brody Dosher turned around in the Mac Tools sponsor, number 9. And it looks like that is Little contact with, I'm not sure who that was down there on the bottom. But unfortunately, then he tries to get going and gets cooked by the 33 Amat, sends him around. All right, give me a chance to catch my breath just a little bit. A lot going on up at the front. It's Ryan Avila. Bowen Smith was doing everything he could to get that bottom to work, but has moved his way up into second, up 2 spots now. Avila, Smith, Shell. All right, I think we're going to go around one more time. All right, Pacer bringing around into turn number 3. Going to pull off as they come into 4. There's 24 laps left to go, 6 laps down. Avila, Smith, Shell, and Stoll, your top 4 right now. And then it's Tanner Pettit and Aiden Forrester back there in 5th and 6th. Forrester with a good run up on the top. But look at Pettit way down on the bottom of the racetrack, trying to make it 4 wide. Forrester there in the middle. Avila back out to the front, but it's 4 or 5 wide back there for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th with Forrester, Shell, Stoll, and Szczerzinski now throwing his hat in the ring. Pettit now down there on the bottom of the racetrack. Looks like he is going to lose some ground. We're still 3 wide for 3rd spot. Meanwhile, up front is still Avila and Smith. Tyler Shell in that 3rd spot, but he has got the 50 of Aiden Stoll all over the back of him. Tanner Pettit right there behind him. Forrester and Szczerzinski now. We look at Paget now on the bottom. We're 3 wide back here. Also for about 5th, 6th, and 7th spot. We'll get back to the front here. Forrester, our winner 2 weeks ago at Lanier, has dropped a couple of spots now. Started in 5th, down to 6th right now. He's got Tanner Pettit to his outside. Pettit with a good run off of 4. He's going to take that 5th spot back away. In the meantime, we look back up for 3rd and 4th. It is still Aiden Stoll and Tyler Shell going at it. Shell kind of moves down to the bottom and kind of block off that line from Stoll. But it looks like the groove is right up on the cushion right now. We'll see if anybody can find anything down on the bottom of the racetrack. But right now, the top looks like the place to be. "13 laps down, 17 laps left to go." It is Avila, Smith, Shell, and Stoll. Your top 4. Tanner Pettit's up a couple of spots. Our big mover of the race is Gavin Chatham back here in 9th. Moved up, started back in 16th, up 7 spots. Up to the 9th position right now. Get back here to the front. Oh, Bone with a big mistake. Catches the wall off of 2. It doesn't look like you hurt him too much, but here comes Tyler Shell making up some ground. Billy has got this field covered right now. Almost a second lead back to Smith. We'll take a look back here at the rest of the field. Stoll in 4th, but he has got Tanner Pettit all over the back of the tail tank with Aiden Forrester right there as well. Pettit looks to have some pace on Stoll if he can just find a way around. He looks down to the bottom. Is he going to have the slider? As he head down into 3, he is going to clear Aiden Stoll, and here comes Aiden Forrester up on the outside. Stoll back to the bottom on Pettit. He is going to slide up in 1 and 2. Pettit catches the fence a little bit. That lets Forrester get down to the bottom. Forrester now up to 5th. Tanner Pettit's going to move back just a little bit. He's going to try to fight back in there. We see a bunch of cars catching that outside cushion off the wall. And I don't know why I haven't been changing camera views at all. But, been too busy watching the race, I guess. But Pettit now has made his way around Stoll and Forrester up to the 5th spot. Bowen Smith and Tyler Shell going at it here for 2nd and 3rd. Avila's just kind of set sail. He's got over his 2nd lead now. So we're going to take a look back here at this battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th one more time. It is Pettit, Stoll, and Forrester. Looks like we're starting to get in a little bit of lap traffic. I saw the 33 car, Timothy Mott, going a lap down. The 24, Pettit running 4th. He's got Aiden Stoll right there behind him. Aiden Forrester back there in the 5th spot. But right now it is our points leader, Ryan Avila, out in front. 21 laps down, 9 laps left to go. They're going to come across the straight. 8 laps left to go as we come across the line. Avila, Smith, and Tyler Shell. Only one caution flag in this race, and it was early on, about 5 laps in, but we have gone green ever since. Avila now right at a second. Smith's keeping that distance, but he has now got his hands full with Tyler Shell. Shell all over the back of him for that third spot. Excuse me, for that second position. He is trying to get around Bowen Smith. Smith's looked really strong. Pettit now up 3 spots. He is closing the gap on that battle for second and third, but I don't know if he's going to have enough time here with 6 laps left to go. Pettit now up to 4th. Forrester's now made his way around Aiden Stull for that 5th position. Stull falls back to 6th. And Gavin Chantham is our hard charger right now, up 9 spots, up to the 7th position after starting back in the 16th. Shell has now found his way around Bowen Smith for that second position, but he has got about a second, 4 laps left to go. If he's going to make up any ground on Ryan Avila, I don't think he's going to do it at this point, but as Shell into second, Pettit now is trying to make up some ground on Smith. He's got about 3 car lengths on him. Let's see if he can catch Smith here with a couple laps left to go. Smith looks to be losing a little momentum. He is falling back into the clutches of Tanner Pettit for that 3rd spot. Pettit trying to get trying to get that TPR car up onto the podium. Aiden Forrester in another TPR car back there in 4th. The Tanner Pettit Racing crew running 3rd and 4th. We come across the line. White flag. 1 more lap to go for Ryan Avila. And Avila has got a pretty good gap, about a second back to Tyler Shell. He is going to come off of turn number 4, take the checkered flag. It's going to be Ryan Avila taking the win. Tyler Shell, Bowen Smith, Tanner Pettit, Aiden Forrester, Aiden Stull, Gavin Chatham, Kenny Hoffman in the number 1 TPR car back there in 7th, actually 8th, sorry. And our big loser of the race, unfortunately, hard luck was actually was Josh Whiteman back there. Lost 8 spots, but there's our winner, Ryan Avila, pulling into victory lane here at Eldora. Finished 2nd 2 weeks ago at Lanier. Is going to come home with a win tonight. That race was quick. 50 minutes from start to finish here tonight. See if we have anybody in the waiting room here. So we got Avila here in the interview room. We'll see if we can get him up here with us. Ryan, Chris Murphy here in the booth. Are you there with me, buddy? All right, hang on just a second. I can get your audio going here real fast. All right, let's try that one more time. Ryan, you there?
Yeah, how's it going?
All right, man, there, got you now. Hey, just a fantastic run tonight. You ran 2nd at Lanier. You came in here with the points lead, started up front of this thing, and just never looked back. You really didn't have a lot of competition, or you and Bowen Smith kind of went out there for a little bit, but once you got to the point, you just checked out, my friend.
Yeah, I felt really good there. I was pretty locked down to the top. It kind of makes no sense, but I could be flat out anywhere I wanted to be. So yeah, I just had good races with Bowen just a couple weeks ago here. So yeah, I knew we'd be pretty decent at this track. So yeah, glad to get another win.
Yeah, Tanner Pettit Racing coming in 1st, 4th, and 5th tonight, taking 3 of the top 5 spots. You guys must have worked pretty hard together this week to get these cars dialed in.
Yeah, since that last week, I think it was DOB just 2 weeks ago. We were pretty solid, so we kind of just ran the same thing, and we had the pro qualifiers tonight, so wasn't really focused on this race too much, but yeah, still decent to come out here and finish like that.
Well, we got a couple weeks left. See, next week we come back for Weed Sport. Kind of a tricky racetrack can be sometimes. How do you feel about your chances next week?
I'd say pretty positive. That's probably one of my better tracks. It was one of my favorites for the longest time. So yeah, should be able to hopefully bring the speed from here to there.
Well, I got to make sure so I've said your last name a couple different ways throughout the broadcast for the last couple of weeks. Am I saying Avila? Is that right?
It's Avila.
Avila. Okay, so I knew it was one or the other. So I don't think I've even said Avila the whole time. So I apologize for that. We'll try to get it right from here on out. But congratulations on a good run tonight. we'll hopefully see you in a couple weeks. That's definitely going to secure your point lead. But hey, man, before we let you go, you have anybody you want to give a thanks to?
Yeah. Thank you for streaming, and then Chad for putting the league on. Tanner Pettit over at Tanner Pettit Racing, Jimmy P Mac Tools, 1425 Photography, AcesUp SimSports, CD Cinematography, Trackside Collective, Blake Carrick Racing, and Ethan Johnson over at Free Speed.
All right, man. Well, congrats once again. We look forward to seeing you next week at Weed Sport. It's been my first season here with you guys in any of these sprint car racing, so just having a ball with it. So thanks for being here, and thanks for taking the time to come up here in the booth with us.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, so that was Ryan Avila. I'm going to get that right from now on. Taking the top spot. I don't see anybody else in the waiting room. Maybe we'll see if we can grab these guys. They're down here in a different lobby. We'll see if we can grab our second and third place finishers. Tyler Shell coming home in second. Let's see what we're doing up here. Hey, Tyler, you there, buddy?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. It's Chris Murphy here in the booth. Just a fantastic run there tonight. Made your way up to second. Ran Bowen down there at the end, but you kind of had a little battle there in the middle with trying to get up to the front, going back and forth for the lead. Just a great race there tonight. Tell us what you saw from your perspective.
Yeah, it was a good race. I think just made the wrong move at the wrong time in the beginning of the race, and kind of just allowed Bowen to get to us. Well, me and Ryan were racing, and then he hit the bottom really good and got past both of us at one point. And then Ryan got back by him, and that just kind of set me back in the middle of the race there. I mean, I wasn't great after that caution. I mean, they both pulled away. And then I would say the last 10 or 12 laps, I started finding a little bit of a shortcut coming off of 2 and 4, and definitely felt like I could get a better exit, a lot straighter, and carry more momentum, and it's just slowly chipping away at Ryan, but he was too far out, so good for him. He ran a good race, and see him next week.
So I kind of expected coming in the night we might see that bottom come in, but it just did not look like it had enough bite down there. Do you think you could have changed the car a little bit to get that bottom to work, or was the cushion just too good?
I just think it was just too good. The bottom just kind of got too slow, and with these being a 360, they're just don't have as much get up and go coming off the bottom. So you kind of just kind of momentum racing a little bit. You gotta just kind of run the best line to keep your momentum up, especially when it gets real slick like that. So yeah, it's usually some form of the top or a cut down or a slider to the cushion here. That's just how Eldora is. But overall, I mean, it was good. Definitely felt like I was better in the feature than I was expecting. So write some notes, and hopefully we can keep the good runs up.
Well, we asked Ryan about it earlier. So 2 weeks from now, or excuse me, not 2 weeks. Next week we go to Weed Sport. You know, I've done a little bit of racing at Weed Sport myself off and on, and man, I am horrible there myself. So it can be a little bit challenging. So, you know, how do you feel about next week?
Yeah, I mean, Weed Sport's always like a kind of a wild card deal. It's the lines are really benefiting if you can hit the lines right. If you don't, you're kind of out in no man's land. So it's just very crucial to just hit your lines right, and it's technical, which technical is fun for sure. It's just hopefully we get around some good people and have a fun race.
Well, great job tonight. It was a pleasure watching. You guys just put on one hell of a show here tonight, as you did 2 weeks ago. So I'm really looking forward to the rest of the season. But before we let you go, do you have anybody you want to give a thanks to?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank you for coming on board. I don't know how familiar you are with the dirt stuff, but you've been doing a good job with it. It's been it was cool to go back and watch last week in the video, the pre-race video you made. And then Chad for putting this on and everything he does for me and Bowen and stuff. It's pretty cool what he does for the dirt community. And then AcesUp SimSports, TJM, and Trevor.
I appreciate the kind words. To give you a little background, I drove IMC modifieds and dirt late models for about 25 years, so been around the dirt for a long, long time. Sprint cars were not always my thing, but I've always enjoyed watching them and had some family run them before. So we've been around it for a long time. But you guys are on here. You guys are just putting on a fantastic show. So I'm really looking forward to next week and the rest of the season. So once again, good luck to you in the other leagues and Pro Series you're running. So, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you. And you have a great rest of your week too.
You as well.
Happy holidays.
Thank you. You as well. All right, we're going to get our third place finisher here, Bowen Smith. Let's see, that didn't. There he is. Bowen, there you go. Oh, I left the lobby. There we go. All right, hey, little technical issue there. I'm clicking on the wrong buttons. Hey, Bowen, you got Chris Murphy here in the booth. How you doing there, buddy?
I'm feeling pretty good after that race. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, great run. We didn't. You didn't make the race at Lanier a couple weeks ago. Am I correct on that one? Or were you here and I just missed you?
I don't even think I've ran a single race this season.
Gotcha.
So I don't know.
Well,
I don't remember.
You look strong all night long, all the way from practice to the feature. I thought you had a chance at the win here tonight. Did you just miss a little bit on the setup? Where do you think you could have done a little bit different, maybe to take that win away from Ryan?
I don't know, man. Ryan's a pretty good driver. I don't know. I feel like lack of talent. This track, it's so finicky, especially when it's up on the top. It's so thin. The margin of error is so precise, and it's quite a tough track to nail every lap like we did for a long stretch there.
Yeah, we're watching the replay right now, and that cushion up on the top was a thin line, and we saw a couple of guys, kind of jump over that cushion a lot of times to catch the fence. It didn't look like it hurt too bad when you rubbed against the wall, but yeah, that was a fine lineup. You guys did just a hell of a job getting up there. I thought you dove down to the bottom a few times. It looked like you tried to make that bottom work. Was there just not enough grip down there for you? Could you use a different gear, or what could have done? Maybe something a little different to get that bottom to work.
I definitely liked it early on. It was a little tackier, a little bit more accessible to nail it, and it definitely was fast. I think I set the fastest lap of the session on like lap 2, running the bottom, but I couldn't really see the long run of running the bottom compared to the top. The top here is just so dominant.
Well, you looked really good up there. You put on a heck of a show, throwing some sliders back and forth. Made me lose my voice a couple of times, but man, just a great run. Come back to Weed Sport next week. How do you like Weed Sport? Do you feel good about your chances there?
Oh, I love Weed Sport. I will be there for sure.
Excellent. Well, hey man, good run again tonight. Before we let you get out of here, you have anybody you want to give a thanks to?
Chad Griggs for putting this on, you for the broadcast, and my teammate Tyler Shell for finishing second.
Well, excellent. You guys put on a heck of a show, taking home 2 of the podium spots. So congrats once again, and we will see you next Wednesday night.
Yep. See you then. Thank you.
All right, we're going to get our hard charger up here. Gavin Newtham, or Chatham. All right, Gavin, hey, this is Chris Murphy in the booth. Are you there, buddy?
I hear you, Chris.
All right, so first things first, how do I pronounce your last name? Is it Chatham?
It's Chatham.
Chatham, all right. I think I got it right about half the time. I am, it's actually surprising they pay me to do this as bad as I pronounce people's names, but hey, man, just a hell of a run tonight. Started back there in 16th. You brought that 99 360 sprint all the way up to 7th. This is no slouches here in this field here tonight, but you made it work. What did you see from your perspective out there?
Just being lucky, and you got to pick and choose your battles pretty smartly. And when you make passes, especially with the top dominant track like that, you got to make your passes count. And fortunately, every time we made a pass or made a move, it worked out for us, and we were able to keep moving forward. Um, you know, Shot ourselves in the foot there in qualifying, and didn't qualify that well, and started from the back in the heat race, and went on and won the B main. But when you're starting back there, especially against a field like this, when we're running so close on times, you're not making up any time with everybody running the same type of lap time. So to move forward to 7th, pretty happy about. But yeah, we got to qualify better to start the night better, and being able to start up front. But yeah, no, just picking and choosing your battles and make your passes count really is huge. And I think we got lucky there on one of the cautions. I think 2 cars got involved, so we picked up 2 spots there. So that helps out as well. Always a little bit of luck always always can helps out, and we appreciate that. But no, just being smooth and consistent, and keeping your car out of trouble, and just moving forward.
Yeah, the one thing, we've only been here for a couple of weeks here now with this league, but the one thing we have noticed is you don't get a lot of caution flags. And when you don't have a lot of caution flags, it makes it tough to make your way up through the field. So moving up 9 spots on this group with just that one caution early, all those green flags left, man, just a hell of a good job out there tonight. But hey, man, before we let you go, you have anybody you want to give a thanks to? I mean, with a run like that, you had to have some help out there somewhere.
Yeah, first, Christos, thank you for doing an awesome job with the broadcast. I want to thank AcesUp SimSports and all the admin sponsors, Chad, for putting this on and allow us to come out here and put on a good show for everybody. I just want to thank FTM Full Throttle Motorsports, Mike Schick Motorsports Design, Velocity Race Design, Northeast Outlaw Motorsports, um, Super Dirt Car Series, Vertex Graphics, Swan Speed Shop. I feel like I'm forgetting everybody, some people there, but I just want to thank all the sponsors, all the help, TPR setups. Those things are always going really good, and they make me look good on the racetrack, because I'm not that good. But no, they're always fast and they're always hooked up. So I want to thank TPR setups, and just want to thank or I just want to thank the fans for coming out watching these races and supporting the series. I hope we put on a good show for everybody tonight, and I just want to thank my fans as well for coming out and supporting.
Excellent. Well, congratulations on another great run, and hopefully we will see you next Wednesday night.
All right, sounds good, Chris. We'll plan on being here.
All right, we'll see you then.
All right, thanks.
All right, so that is going to do it for our interviews tonight. So we'll take a look back at the results. We'll look here at your winner again, Ryan Avila, taking the win here in the 49. Tanner Pettit Racing with the win, taking him 3 of the top 5 spots tonight. Let's see if our podium. Hey, look at that, it works. Ryan Avila, Tyler Shell, Bowen Smith going to be our podium drivers there. 1, 2, 3. Take a look here at the full results from the feature. There we go. All right. I don't know why it started back there in 7th, but we'll get it to the point. There we go. As we set our podium, Ryan Avila, Tyler Shell, Bowen Smith, our top 3. Tanner Pettit, Aiden Forrester, Aiden Stoll, Gavin Chatham. I think he told me how to send it. I said it wrong again. Kenny Hoffman, Alistair Ninsky, Brian Lucius rounding out our top 10. Back there in 11th, it's Peyton Overmeyer, Dean Reynolds in 11th. Richie Gaines, Jeremy Childers, Shane Gallo back there in the 15th spot. Larry Moody, 16. Ryan Padgett, William Clapp back there in the 18th position. And we'll scroll through here. John Klimowicz, 19th. Gary Offutt back there in the 20th spot. Timothy Mott involved in that early caution. Josh Whiteman going to come home in 22nd. Brody Dusher, and then Greg Parmalee. I don't think Greg even took a lap on the racetrack tonight. He's going to come home in the 24th position. That is going to, with Avila taking the win here again tonight, that is going to secure his point lead. He came in here with the point lead tonight. I'm sure he's going to leave with it. So that is going to do it here for the AcesUp SimSports 360 Winter Sprint Series here at Eldora. We are going to come back. Let's see if we got the schedule here one more time. We're going to come back on December 10th for Weed Sport, and then it's December 17th for Kokomo before the Christmas break. 10 race series. We're going to be here for all 10 races. So it's been a pleasure being here with you tonight. My name is Chris Murphy here with DRSN Digital Sports Racing Network. If you haven't been here with us before, click that subscribe button. Give us a like. If you have a league race out there you're looking to get covered, reach out to us. We will get you on the schedule. We can do everything from endurance races to, we could probably even do a street stock race if you had something out there. So let us know. Once again, thanks again to Chad Griggs from AcesUp for having us here. Thanks for Tanner Pettit Racing for giving us a discount code TPR24 to go out and get some. You saw where that Tanner Pettit Racing is. They're running up at the front. You heard from Gavin as well. He's using those setups. So if you're looking to get the sprint car dialed in, reach out to Tanner. So thanks again one more time, and we will see you again next Wednesday night at Weed Sport with AcesUp SimSports.